Well, hello, and it's late night shopping tonight. As you can see, Santa is there behind me, making his way towards Lewes, where people are ready to enjoy the chains being taken off and that they can wander around despite lockdown. Take a look at various businesses and see what they have to offer for this very special, I suppose, Christmas season because we didn't have one last year. If I'm looking a little bit serious, I don't mean to. It's just perhaps that with a sense of relief that this is going to take place. So this is a night of gaiety and fun. And if you'll just give me a half a minute or so, I can give you a little bit of the background to this. So late night shopping, it takes place from 6 until 9. So we're joining it, let's see, at 19 minutes past 6. Our intrepid reporter, Nick, is on his way up to the town hall where he's going to see the mayor of Lewes, Stephen Catlin, and Stephen, along with the people from the Lewes Chamber of Commerce, who helped put this thing on. Yeah, my voice is going just a little bit. We had a long, hard day. Don't we always have a long, hard day? But anyway, the Chamber of Commerce people, because the businesses in Lewes get behind this, and they open their doors and they put on goodies and little discounts and all sorts of things to attract people into the high street and to shop Lewes. And what a jolly good idea it is. It's been going for quite some time, quite a few years. In fact, it must be over 15, 20 years that this has been going. And it does create an atmosphere. Nobody is quite sure what they are going to present this year, but they have said it is going to be bigger and better than ever. So they are. We're in Lewes, East Sussex. The roads are closed. Don't try to catch a bus. It'll do you no good whatsoever. Even I can't get home tonight until the buses start to roll again. So Mayor Catlin is going out to take a look. They have a competition, and he will go down to present a prize to the lucky winner of the competition for the best dressed window. The lights, street lights are up, and I must say that they look better this year. And the two Christmas trees, one in the centre of Lewes, right outside the town hall, and the other in the precinct. Oh dear! Isn't it funny? I always get hiccups the moment we go on the air with this thing. We're going to take a look at the precinct, where also there is a nice Christmas tree full of lights. And then we will go into Harvey's yard, where normally there are roasts and all sorts of things. Whether, in fact, we will see the famous Harvey's Shire horses tonight, I'm not sure. Normally, they actually have them on display, and let's hope that that tonight we will see those Shire horses. But anyway, it's a good kickstart for Christmas. A Christmas which is the debate is raging in Westminster, as indeed it always is. Let us save Christmas. No, let's lock down. They're having a rollicking time up there. But we're going to have a rollicking time down here. And I hope that Nick will get his camera going in a moment, and will do a wonderful job for us on the streets. And we'll look forward to hearing what's going on down there and what the mayor is up to, and so on and so forth. In the meantime, let me just tell you that the Lewes Chamber of Commerce and Visit Lewes are putting on this year's event. Shops in the centre of Lewes will be staying open until 9 o'clock, with the focus of the event being to promote local independent business. Now, we've had Melissa Conti, our lady from New York, a Mirador's producer in New York, over here for a couple of days. And one of the things that impresses her is that because she said, I want to go shopping. And I said, well, you're not going to find any big chain stores here. What you're going to do is to find a lot of individual shops. Now, I saw Nick for a moment there. I know that he's out on the streets. We'll join him in a minute or two. But for the moment, is the focus is on the high street and the fact that Lewes, unlike many towns in Britain, doesn't have chains and so on. Right, let's have a go and see whether we can get. Oh, there is camera. Nick.
Hello, Keith. Can you hear us?
I can indeed. And
we're just walking away through the thick of the crowds, and we're up towards the castle.
Indeed,
the castle's looking splendid. It's all lit up. Got a lovely projection going on here. I hope you can hear me okay, because I'm talking through a mask.
Let's
just...
yes, we've got used to people talking through masks, so it's a little muffled, but we hear every word that you say. That's interesting that they're using the castle apparently for a light show, a laser show of some sort. Is that correct?
Yeah, so they're projecting onto the castle various graphics, and in the background there's some lovely carols or Christmas music playing, and we get a lovely view here, looking straight at the castle keep. Isn't that beautiful?
It is lovely. It's lovely. I've never seen the castle used that way before.
They just pan around.
Did you manage to find the mayor?
No, I'm going to go hunting for the mayor as we speak. I thought I'd get the camera online so you can show everybody and talk to everybody what I'm seeing here.
Absolutely.
And give everybody a running commentary.
I can see you're going down the castle precinct and you're heading off. Actually, it seems to me, Nick, that right ahead of you there were two shops that were looking particularly gay and happy.
Yeah, so what we can see here, Keith, is Hugh Ray, and they have a fine selection of savouries and sweety things in the window. Look at that.
Oh, mouth-watering.
Pearl tart, plum tart, raspberry custard tart. Oh, look at that. It's making my mouth water just looking. And over in the far rear there, there's potato and leek and mushroom and herb. Look at
that. Is there anything with alcohol in it?
Is it before 9 o'clock? Oh, no, not quite, is it? I'll ask later and let you know. So I'm going to just walk up towards the bottleneck and to see if we can find the mayor. We haven't had much success at the moment. We know he's left the town hall, but no one knows which way he's turned. So we thought we go upwards. If he's not there, I can about turn and walk back down the hill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that what you're doing at the moment, Nick, is showing that we've got a really a lot of light and a lot of fun. And the fact is, of course, last year there was none, and now here we've got a lot of things going on. I see that's Reeves, the photographer, isn't it?
That's correct. Yes, and various people here looking at all the old photographs of Lewes as they once were.
Magnificent collection. Magnificent collection.
Exactly. Well, no Mr. Mayor here, so let me about turn and walk back towards the War Memorial. And here we have Tony. You can say hello, Tony, to Keith and all the viewers.
Nice to see everybody.
Our other indubitable reporter, he's clutching his camera to his chest. What's he going to do with that, Nick?
I don't know. He's just guarding his legs. I think he's going towards the bottleneck. Maybe he knows that the mayor may be there, but certainly I haven't seen the mayor. Here's black powder. I'm not sure whether they're going to have do some Morris dancing or have or
Right.
about to.
They're Morris dancers.
They are indeed.
Right. Now, there are a lot of people that...
Hello. Are you about to perform, or have you done your...
We've done it. We're going down the cliff ice road, down the mighty cliff part of town now.
Okay, well, we may catch up a bit later.
Yeah, and then I think we're back up at the law courts later on. So.
Brilliant. Have fun.
Oh, is he on candid camera?
He's kind of live to internet land at the moment via the studio, so
Wow.
yes, exactly.
Nick, could you just pause with the Morris for a moment? I mean, perhaps
sure.
one of them would explain what Morris men are, because we have a lot of people who tune in from overseas, and when you say a Morris man, it means nothing. I wonder if you could turn around and go back and have a quick word with them, could you?
I can do, but they're packing up to move down towards the precinct. So I'll see if I can capture one of them. Sorry, guys, I've just been asked. Can you explain to the viewers what you're all about and what is a Morris dancer?
Well, we are a forwarder Morris, and we basically black powder Morris, and we started up out the realms of bonfire in Lewes, and basically been going on started from the bonfire world, but sort of going on from strength to strength of our own. We're a Cotswold. No, we're not. We're a forwarder Morris. Forwarder Morris. That's where we dress like this.
We've going for 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 years. So we go for 7 years.
Yeah.
And you were brought together through your love of bonfire. So you're
the original members are all members of Commercial Square Bonfire.
Yeah.
Little by little, it's expanded out. Other people have come in. We've had a couple of years off because of COVID. I think it's our first dance out in about 18 months, maybe 24 months. And it's good to be back out on the street to see everybody again.
And how's the crowd been tonight so far?
Crowd's been excellent. I mean, it's lovely to see all these people out and about. And we're, despite being out of practice, we're doing rather well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Guys, we wish you well and look forward to catching you on the precinct a bit later.
All right, then.
Keith, it's back to you in the studio for the moment.
Okie dokie. Well, lovely scenes there out in the streets of Lewes. And again, I make the point because our American visitors were very impressed with the fact that Lewes High Street is not a chain of chain stores, but a lot of individual traders, something that's become a rarity in many parts of the UK and certainly in other parts of the world. So we are lucky in that sense. And it's those traders, I think about 200 of them, have got together to make sure that we have this celebration and that we actually do get a late night shopping. Oh gosh, there's a stream of light there. Where's that coming from? Perhaps it's an angel going to slide down it and land in the high street. Anyway, Nick is moving down past the Crown Court, heading towards the area known as School Hill. And I was reading today a little bit about the name for Lewes, and some people think that School Hill gave its name because it is a steep hill that points down to the River Ouse. Right, we've got a choir here. I better shut up for a minute and let's listen to them.
Hey!
Come on, gang. Always away. You turn the cameras on and they stop singing.
I think there's another song coming, Keith. Bear with us all. Let's pause and take a listen to what the lady's saying.
And it was written by a man from China in the 1980s. He was and working for its awareness, and it's talking about kind of post-night service, dark hours. And now it's a lot of pagan communities actually sing it on the solstice, looking towards the light of day.
We're just getting ready. Last minute preparations for the next song.
This is our last song.
Okay, so here's the last song. So here we go.
There's so much preparation, isn't there? Just to get the choir going.
Absolutely. Yes, they're getting the last instructions, the last brief instructions. Let's see what's going on now. Here we go.
Night is returning, even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning, let's keep the light upon the light, and take a journey through the storm. One planet is turning, sun on her body around the sun. The mother is calling her children home. Come on home, children, come on home. Come on home, children, night is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light across the light. Let's take our journey through the storm. One planet is turning, sun on the fire around the sun. Her mother is calling her children home. Come on, children, come on home, children. Night is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light upon the light. Let's take our journey through the storm. And it's turning, turning on her fire around the sun, and love is calling her children home. Come on home, children, come on home. Come on home, children. Do 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 do. It's turning, circle on my heart around the sun, and love is calling her children home. Come on home, children, come on home. Come on home, children, night is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn.
Is that the town crier, Nick?
It is indeed, yes. I wonder. Oh.
Ladies and gents, please put your hands together and make some noise for Time Mills Choir! If you look to your left, we have the marvellous Dance of May!
Hello everyone, good night.
Oh, plenty of entertainment out tonight.
Advent evening, getting ready for Christmas. This song is called Red Aside, but what's lovely is a lovely star all for Christmas for you. So what? Renaissance.
Ah, yes, is it knots of maize variety or something sort? Oh, good traditional stuff on the streets tonight, Nick.
Yes, plenty of it, Keith. Plenty of it. Do you want to stay with us, or shall I carry on in my pursuit to find the mayor?
Well, perhaps we should carry on down the street and see what the mayor's up to. Got to keep an
Lovely.
eye on
Okay.
him.
I will do this. Keith, I'll hand back to you in the studio. Catch you later.
All right. Well, there we are. Nick is out on the streets and there's activity. He's heading towards School Hill. There's some good stuff there. The Morris men. I think that those ladies are called the Knots of May. It's sort of the ladies' version of the Morris men, but they traditionally do it at May Day time on the streets. One thing about Lewes is that for those people who don't live here or don't know much about it, it is a very historic town, and it's got all sorts of things going on throughout the year. The celebration of the Battle of Lewes of 1264, sorry, in which Simon de Montfort and the barons defeated King Henry III and made sure that they got a say in how their money was spent, their tax money was spent. It celebrates bonfire, the burning of 17 martyrs in the center of Lewes for their religious beliefs when Queen Bloody Mary tried to reimpose Catholicism back onto the country after Henry VIII had broken from Rome. And going on to later times, there's even the flood in 2000, which was pretty dramatic, and the town was underwater, and it was for quite a few days. So a lot happens on this road down, and a lot of these societies reflect various things. The Morris men and the ladies, I'm going to say Knots of May, somebody will tell me that I was wrong, but the ladies are supplemented by the big event here in Lewes, of course, on November the 5th, which is a bonfire. And there, I keep on getting it wrong. Hang on, we're going to go back to, yeah, there we are. Nick, you got some stuff going there?
Yes, we just caught the tail end of another choir singing. We're just walking down towards School Hill at the moment, taking a lovely sort of shop window scenery as we pass. And here is the first Christmas tree, which is situated by the War Memorial, looking splendid with its sparkly lights and lovely choice of colour contrast there. We've got the twinkly LEDs, the bright white, and the sorry, just been tapped on the shoulder. Have a look at this little pooch carrier here. Very novel. Very novel. Here we go. A lovely Christmas tree glittering away. So we're going to take a bit of a detour here, and I've been told there's a gin fizz, but I'm not sure. It's got I think it's like a Christmassy name on it. I'm going to try and find the name. Fizzmas. There you go. Gin and Fizzmas.
I like that.
I'll see whether I can get you a sample, Keith. Bear with me. Find our friends at the door here. There he is.
Now this is in the market tower.
It is, Keith, indeed. Yes, it's one in, one out policy. I'm just trying to get the attention of my friend who's turned his back. Who can tell us more. He's gone out the other end. Let's come back here, and I'll hand you back to the studio for now, Keith. We'll keep looking for the mayor.
While the search for the mayor is going on, once again, I hope that what we might have is a little bit of information here.
Keith, whilst you're deep in thought here, look, I just want to bring everybody this interesting device here. So I wonder if you could explain roughly what's.
Hi there, this is
what's
Jasper and Daisy.
Okay, so which one's
They're up to-
Jasper?
This is Jasper.
Hello, Jasper.
This is Daisy.
Daisy, hello.
Yeah, and
Oh, let's let this car through. Perfect timing as always. Can we ask, where is the mayor?
There's the mayor.
Yeah, we're trying to find the
judging
mayor.
windows. I don't know where at the moment. I'll go and find Claire. She'll know.
We've got the same issue. We're like to film him and we can't find him. He's been very elusive this evening.
It's not as easy to find as me.
He's not.
Hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I can't hear you. I can kind of see you, but lovely. Sorry.
So we've got that little chariot
Lily.
that we normally take to festivals, and we put some lights around it, and they're a big hit. They're a big hit. with
Keith, can you
everybody.
see the lights? Are they showing up?
Yeah, indeed.
And Mummy's got her bottles of champagne in there.
I
as
didn't
well.
catch the names,
There is here hiding a
Bottle of
bottle of
champagne.
champagne which is cracked open. There's two
Oh my
cups there,
goodness
Keith.
me.
Is there one for me and one for you, do you think?
Where are the oysters?
Oh, do you have any oysters to go with it?
No, unfortunately, that would be very nice.
We really did. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. You're most welcome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah.
It's nice to see people spreading into the side streets as well. I mean, the high street obviously is the centre of attention, Nick, but they are spilling out into the tower.
They are indeed, Keith. They are. So, whilst I'll fight my way through the streets here, I'm going to head down towards the lower part of the town and see if we can just catch an interview with the mayor. And I think we need to come back and revisit the Gin and Frismus Spa and take the viewers inside, because it's not every day that they dress up Market Tower and serve alcohol from there.
No, right. Many of the shops are a blaze of light. It's nice to see.
Yes, it's Closet and Bots. They've got a nice window display here, actually. Look at that. It's very traditional.
Oh yeah, very.
Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
What do Closet and Bots do?
It's a good question. What do they do? I've never actually been inside this shop. Haven't you? When it empties slightly, go inside. What I can see, they sell clothing, homeware, a nice array of. I don't know if you can see through the window. A nice array of candles in there. Looks very traditional. Looks very traditional, Keith.
Why don't you pop in and see?
I think because the shop's full up.
Oh, right.
Lots of people buying in there at the moment. We'll pop back and say hi to those guys and see if we can get to do a piece to camera. I think we need to find the mayor before he retreats back to his parlour.
Indeed. Yeah.
Indeed. On that note, Keith, I'll hand it back to you and catch up with you shortly with some more information.
All right. We've got you in our sights, so we know when you're ready to come back.
Fine, not a problem.
For people who don't know Lewes, you're heading off down School Hill now.
Yes, this is School Hill I'm on. Normally it's a wash of cars, but tonight the streets are closed and we can walk freely, just like Bonfire Night a few weeks ago, and enjoy Lewes and its splendour.
That's Lewes House, which is a famous landmark. It looks as if they've lit it up rather well, rather nicely.
No, I've got Guy McQueen.
Here we go. Hello. Have we found the mayor?
No, that's what I was just asking.
He's got Guy McQueen with him, so who's Lewes District guiding him round today.
Oh, cool.
So do you know if he's gone left or right? That's the question.
By now, he's probably towards the bottom of town.
Okay, Keith, in the studio, we're heading to the bottom of town.
Right you are. And we're with you every step of the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here comes a tuk-tuk as well. Look at that. Just perfect timing.
Ah. Is that the mayor?
Well, he's all electric. No, he's not. I think he's on foot, actually. Maybe that's his ride back up the hill later.
Ah, that's a mini-moke. What I call a mini-moke.
Certainly going the wrong way, that's for sure.
How did he get through?
It tooted his horn, I think, and said, "I'm coming through." You can't hear it, actually, being electric. It's rather silent. But I don't know how long his battery's going to last up and down this steep hill. Here we go. So we're now just heading down past the grand towers of the studio, which is somewhere up there.
I would wave through the window, but I don't dare leave the leave the desk just in case anything goes wrong.
Absolutely.
With me,
No.
I'd probably kick it and knock it over, and then we'd be in real trouble.
Yes, or sneeze and knock the power button.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a few little shops here. We've got Crumbs and Boom Books. It's a lovely place actually to buy your books. Very interesting stores in there Saturday, and it's a true independent bookshop. So I recommend anybody in the area popping in there. They've got a wealth of books from adults to children, various different topics as you normally find in the bookshop, and they're very, very helpful as well. And they are reasonably priced. A little plug for the bookshop.
Yeah, actually, Lewes has got a lot of good bookshops, every sort. It's really worthwhile coming here if you're a book addict.
Indeed, yes. So we have the 16th Century Bookshop, which is up the top of the town near the Bottleneck. Well, actually in the Bottleneck. I've never actually been in that shop. Lived here all my life, and never actually been inside the building. Perhaps one Saturday I must do a tour and check out some of the really sort of interesting bookshops that we do have. We've got a nice one at the bottom of the town. I can't remember the name, but again, it's always fully stocked. You walk past, the windows are just stacked with books. And again, it looks an interesting interesting bookshop to visit. Okay, so we're coming up towards the Cliff Precinct now. It's rather cold here, guys. It's about one degree centigrade. So my poor little pinkies are freezing.
I can imagine. I'm glad I drew the short straw. I thought being kept into the studio, but I think it's become the long straw. Now I know how cold it is tonight.
Yeah, I wonder how you managed that one, Keith. I was hoping for that long straw. I swear you've got quite a few long ones hidden now.
I have influence.
You too. You've got friends in high places, eh? This is the lower precinct Christmas tree. I'll need to be on the other side really to show everybody the pop-up market stalls here. Just bear with me.
Yeah, no, we're bearing with you. You're doing a great job. I see what you mean is you're shutting off the camera for a moment or two. That's okay. We'll go back to me because that area of Lewes is actually in a place called Cliff. Not, I suppose, unusual because the Downs, South Downs, ends there with chalk cliffs. And it is a very, very historic part of Lewes. And if anything, I suppose, that's where most of the shops are, if you want, the boutiques and so on. But that precinct in the summer, you can sit out and have a cup of coffee. There's the odd trader, particularly in fruit and vegetables and flowers and plants and so on, who ply their trade there. So it's rather a pleasant part of Lewes. One of the things I started to explain to our American guests today and got sidetracked is Lewes was once a port and a very thriving port. And strangely enough, the barges, which were very typical of on the Ouse, brought the clay up for the bedrock to build the railways on. And in fact, they were signing their own death warrant because they brought the clay, the trains were built, and we suddenly discovered that the ships weren't using anymore. There we are. There in our.
So this is black powder doing what they do best.
Simon!
There's an autumn turn. This is pan round to the band.
Hey.
Hey. Bravo.
And if you think that looks easy, when I first came to Lewes, I bumped into a chap who played rugby for Lewes Rugby Club, and he said he'd also become a Morris man, and he said that it is much tougher to practice being a Morris man than it is to being a rugby player. So you're going through the precinct now, heading down towards Cliff High Street.
I'm indeed, Keith.
Harvey's Brewery.
That could be my next port of call, if you like. We've got the
what a
lovely,
good idea.
splendid Riverside Centre here. Look at that, it looks gorgeous at night. We
Yeah.
must go in there as well in a sec, because we've got
Indeed.
a wealth of lovely little shops in there. A couple of cafes. I think there's a fabric shop. Lovely traditional sweet shop in there as well. So let's cross over Cliff Bridge. Sorry, it's a bit dark. We have a street lamp here, and it looks like the tide's on its way out. I don't think your viewers and well, get much of the river, but you get the idea. That's the river down there towards New Haven. So you get a nice shot here from top of Cliff Bridge as you look down to the lower part of the cliff. And there is a gorgeous traction engine.
Seems to be very vital and alive.
Yes, come and look at this traction engine. Beautiful. Can you see that? I wish I had a light.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Keith, the actual smell of the steam is, it takes me back as a kid going to traction rallies. Oh, look at it. It's beautiful. Let's let this car decide which way he's going to go.
Yes, I love those things.
I bet. Look at that.
I'm just old enough to remember when those things were being used in the fields just after the war.
See the nameplate there. I'm not sure that's coming out that clear your end, but John Wilkinson.
No, we can more or less see it. Yeah.
Look at that. It's a shame you can't sample the smells and send them to everybody. It's just it's magnificent. Look at that. Look at that.
The steam powering up.
Let's see if I can see what's going on in Harvey's. Actually, Harvey's yard looks quite quiet. There's a Christmas tree in front of me. It's going to get rather dark at the moment as we go down the small lane.
Harvey's yard is normally on this occasion a hive of activity.
It is indeed. I'm not sure there's much happening down here at the moment. Rather quiet. Maybe they've had their celebrations here and their festivities. And, look! I must bring you to the brewery's roof area. I don't know if you can see up here. You've got the nativity scene. Let's come a bit closer. That's what Christmas is really all about.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The brewery is looking good.
Lovely. Beautiful. So there's a quick pan round. There's the lovely Harvey's Christmas tree. And on that note, Keith, I'll hand back to you whilst I go on search. I go on search for the mayor. I wonder where he's
Very
got to at
well.
the moment. I'll catch you guys a little bit later.
Okay, our intrepid reporting team out there. As I was saying about the Cliff High Street, is that a number of the shops there, which are a couple of 100 years old, used timbers from the ships that used to ply their trade up the. He's back again. Oh, we simply can't leave him alone, can we? There we go.
He may be a lone joint rider, Keith, so watch out on this one. He looks a bit too young to be driving this. Actually, you may not be able to hear it on microphone, but you can hear the boiler and you can hear that. Yeah, fire crackling away in there.
I forgot people can see me. It's not out of boredom, I assure you.
I was going. It was.
Oh, you've got another choir, have you?
One of many tonight. That must be the third choir.
I mean, that's great to see choirs out.
Let's listen to them for a moment.
Indeed.
Sing through all Jerusalem, Christ is born in Bethlehem.
So we're just walking past Intersport with Lewes. We've got a nice Christmassy display going on there. And over to my left, we have the outdoor shop. I see they sell outdoor equipment. I have Nord, which sell, as you can see, a collection of handmade and candles and various little pieces here. But still no sign of Mr. Mayor.
Perhaps he's avoiding us.
If he's got any sense, he'll be inside his shop sampling mince pies and drinking mulled wine. Let's have a look, see if he's got down this far. It's funny because everybody I speak to ask where the mayor is. Yes, he's judging windows. Which way has he gone? Oh, we don't know. We think he's gone that way, really.
Yeah, everybody's seen him except us.
Yeah, exactly. We will catch him and we'll grab him in a minute of his time just to say a few words to us. I think it's about as far as we can go here. We're at almost the bottom end of the business area of the cliff. I don't think there's much more going on down the lower part towards the church. No, it's just not much happening there. Well, on that note, Keith, it's back to you for the moment.
All right. You've still got your camera on, so we'll watch you walk down, because the one thing about Lewes is it is a very pleasant place to walk through. Old buildings, old shops, little shops, not plagued by big chains. That's its beauty.
Indeed, so that's one of Lewis's charms and appeals. We're not awash with the big multiples here. What we have is a nice blend of independence. It's Father Christmas. Oh, Father Christmas, can we grab a couple of words from you? You're live on television.
Great to be here.
Good. And how far have you got round so far?
It's been up and down anyway.
Okay, so we see you on the 25th.
Oh,
maybe the night before.
Maybe. Well, I'm not on my cruise.
Yes.
Pino bloody well cancel it.
Oh dear. Anyway, that's Father Christmas doing his rounds. He's getting around by Christmas, boys and girls. He will be calling on most houses where possible.
Ah. Well, I've been a good boy this year, so perhaps you can call on me.
I'll put in a good word for you, Keith. I've had to change hands because my hands are rather cold. If I put my gloves on, I'm bound to press the wrong button and kill everything. So I do apologise if the camera is a bit shaky at the moment.
How difficult it can be. You're doing a great job down there. I keep on seeing Tony's in the background, looking very smug and wrapped up.
You find your other one.
Well, he's used to it. He's a hardened professional with his hat on, his gloves, wandering around with his protective tripod and camera.
There's a good crowd out there, Nick.
Oh, it's thick of people. It's fantastic. I'm trying to keep a low profile actually because I'm hearing in the background my name being mentioned, but I know if I turn around I'm going to get caught in conversation. And you won't want to hear my waffle all the time. But anyway, let's go back towards the precinct, and I think we go inside the riverside and have a look inside the riverside and see whether Mr. Mayor and his entourage are slowly working their way around. Ah, here he is, Mr. Mayor.
Hi.
We're live on Mirador.
Oh, I can hardly contain my enthusiasm. How nice to see you.
Well, we are. So then we found you.
You were looking for me at the top of the town.
We were top of the town. Then someone said try the bottom. Then they said no, try the top of the town. So like a yo-yo. But we're here. We found you.
Good.
Mr. Mayor, how's it been tonight?
Let's say it's been different. I'm really impressed at the number of people who've come here. There's so much going on. Whether they're in the shops or not, I can't really say at this stage. I shall be going around the shop with the mayoress later. But certainly the buzz of the people on the streets has been wonderful.
Yeah, we're feeling it from this end of the camera, so I'm sure you, in the thick of it yourself, as you're going up and down the high street. Yeah,
it's been really good. I'm supposed to be judging the window displays, so we can have a look at the best dressed window. But to be honest, I'm a little disappointed in that the majority of shop windows appear to be basing their dressing purely on lights and not so much a whole display. So I think for next year, the Chamber of Commerce may have to come up with some parameters about there must be a theme, and perhaps the Chamber could set a theme because, for example, I haven't seen any nativity scenes.
Look in Harvey's yard.
Harvey's is different, and
Absolutely.
I'm excluding them because it's not a shop window.
No.
The whole yard is a display for Harvey's. Yes, and I've seen that. But looking in the shop windows, this is more enhancing the display of what they're selling. And what now do you think is a display for Christmas? What is a Christmas window display? We'll have to change and set different parameters, I think, for the future. So that's a little disappointing. But there's no note of disappointment in the voices you hear around you. It's actually working. And
it's fantastic. It's lovely to see people out and about. You know, we've got this other possible fourth wave of COVID being mentioned, Omicron, but everybody's out. They are being careful. There are people with masks on, which is nice. Shops are socially distancing, which is good to see. But people are generally enjoying themselves.
People are out and pleased to see other humans.
Absolutely.
It's doing very well. And I would say, on what I've seen so far with an hour or so still to run, it's worked.
Good.
And I'm so pleased that we are welcoming back people to Lewes, and Lewes is saying
Lewes is
welcome.
open for business. Absolutely. That's great. But can we be cheeky and perhaps tag along with you in a moment?
Fine, I'm just going to have a look at this, then I'm meeting my colleague and we're going back up to town. So do tag along.
That'll be lovely.
I won't talk because I'll be talking to myself. And you may think I'm too old to be mayor.
No,
I'm just going to look. I've been recommended to look at this display at number 1, Lewes.
Okay.
and then I'll be looking back to find the guy from the district council.
Well, I'll have
We'll
to
go
say
on.
we have kind of been offered a lift and a tuk-tuk. So maybe if you like a ride
Well,
up.
yes, Guy, my colleague from district council, is determined that we shall go in one.
On that note, Mr. Mayor, we'll catch up with you shortly.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll just go there and then I'm back this way.
Yeah, back to you, Keith. Hang about.
This is Guy McQueen from Lewes District Council.
Hello, Guy.
This is live on Mirador.
Mirador.
How wonderful. I've said to welcome. Lewes is saying, welcome, we're open for business. It's so good to see.
It is.
And then they might join us in a tuk-tuk ride up to the town hall.
I hope you do. Yeah, we'll see you there. Come and
See
speak
you
to
on
us
the way
in
We
back.
will do, yes. Catch you guys later on. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye-bye. Keith, we found him. And we had him
well
on
done.
camera.
Well
And
done.
that's made my evening.
Yeah, it was like a mystery novel for a while.
Yeah. I can relax now. Let's quickly go into the riverside and show everybody. Oh, bear with us. Speak up, we can't hear you.
Oh, yeah! My good people of Lewes, folks from far and wide, welcome to Lewes Late Night Shopping. While you are here supporting all our local and national traders, please don't forget that we are also raising money for Lewes Open Door. You will see friends in festive attire carrying their collection buckets. Please dig deep into your pockets and donate any loose change that you may and help. And also go and visit our friends at the Open Door stall in front of Waterstones to find out what they do. Have a great evening of mirth, merriment and mulled wine. God save the Queen!
Amen. Sorry, Keith, we got really interrupted there. Where were we?
That's okay. I mean, it's nice to have a town crier, isn't it?
I think it's fantastic. It really adds to the atmosphere tonight. Do you not think? We're just heading into the Riverside Centre.
Now, when I first came here, I think that this was a garage, was it not?
It used to be. It used to be a taxi company used to operate from here.
That's
I think
right,
they were called Beck's Taxis. I think High Sheriffs of Lewes Carr was once here, a Daimler. And that's just poppy. Sorry, to cut in there. This is a traditional sweet shop here. As you can see, it's a popular stop-off point this evening.
Oh, yes. Is my late wife, being a Canadian, loved this sort of thing because in Canada you couldn't get bottles with sweets in, and having a quarter of this and a quarter of that, she thought it was a wonderful way to shop.
Yes, I remember as a kiddie, Florence's newsagents, which is, used to be along by opposite the Lansdowne Arms pub. And we used to save up our dinner money and nip in there after school and have a quarter of this and a quarter of that. And one of my favourites was a quarter of Jelly Babies.
Yeah, it's great stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, my mum would say to me, "Have you been spending money at the sweet shop again?" No. What's that round your mush? Yeah. So this is
a nice little complex, the Riverside.
It is indeed. Should we venture upstairs?
Yes, let's have a peek. Let's see what's going on in every corner of Lewes tonight.
Yes. This is the stitchery. Right. Look, they've got they've got 3 units here. They've expanded since the last time I've been up here. They do various pre-made kitchen. Make your own things here. Make your own pineapple. Make your own felt cart. Look at that. Some lovely inspiration for Christmas presents here.
Yeah, great.
Look at that. Some beautiful fabrics on display here as well. Amazing. See, Lewes is full of some interesting shops, all run by interesting people and a wealth of independence.
Yes, because it's on the riverbanks. So it was flooded, was it not, during the 2000 floods?
Yeah, sadly, here the precinct was awash of water from the Lewes. I certainly remember standing on the Causeway Bridge, Phoenix Causeway Bridge, and watching the water lap up against the top part of Cliff Bridge. And the next day, seeing the precinct on television underwater, it's such a sad watch on television. It was awful. We just felt for all the businesses, the people's homes, which are washed out and contaminated with all the nasty stuff which was in use. Just on, well, it was October time, wasn't it? So,
Yes.
Getting ready for Christmas. So it was awful. But I'm so pleased now, 20 odd years on, recovered. Lewes is back. And you still see the odd shops will have flood protection around the doors, so you can see sort of a hint of what happened, and they're kind of prepared again in case the tide becomes high and, God forbid, it may come over.
Yes, I mean, for those of us who are here and, as you say, got involved in that, it seems 20 years ago, 21 years ago, it seemed as if it was yesterday.
Absolutely. I remember it very, very well. I remember the whole day, start to finish, and then witnessing it sort of around lunchtime on the local news channel. I think Upfield, unfortunately, got hit first, and then as a surge of water came down from Upfield down into Lewes, there was almost like a wave of water that was sort of washed over Lewes, and as the tide, I think, was coming in for New Haven, it kind of met each other, and that was it. The water had to go somewhere, and it breached the flood defences and engulfed the town.
Well, certainly a lot of folk on the street.
Yeah. Yes, and what we're looking at, just after 7 o'clock here, 7:15, and there's still plenty of people out enjoying the stalls in the centre of the precinct, and many people going in and out the shops, which is lovely. It's so nice to see this, and the weather is kept fine. I know it's cold that time of year, but there's no rain, and the wind has died down, and it's just a nice evening to be out and enjoying the town.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Nick, because I'm known as a slave driver, and I've got you out on the street. You've been there for an hour already. Do you know that?
Have we really? Yes. An hour searching for the mayor. Yeah. My poor little pinkies. I hope when I get back to the studio later on, you get that 3-bar fire lit up, and I can thaw myself out on that.
Yeah, absolutely. A hot rum, yes. I think, for you.
Yes, a hot rum. On that note, Keith, I'll hand back to you for a moment, and we're going to head on towards the tuk-tuks to see whether our free ride is still available.
Okay. Okay, so Nick bravely going through the streets of Lewes. But as the mayor says, it's a success. It's nice to see the spirit of people out there, not only buying their Christmas goods, but also enjoying the buzz, as the mayor put it, the buzz that is taking over the town, and that really is that's what it's all about. Really, it's a party that stretches right across the town and right across the lovely stores that we have, the shops. Almost no chain store at all. No chain store at all. They're all nice little individual shops run by entrepreneurs, SMEs, as they're known, small to medium enterprises. And the fact that they all got together and cooperate on this evening is great. And also, let's say, well done to the Chamber of Commerce who spears this. So between Lewes Town Council, the Chamber of Commerce, and one or two others representing the business community, everybody's doing a very, very good job. A very good job. As you can see, Father Christmas is scouting around to see whether we're being good girls and boys and what we might get for Christmas. Christmas somehow always creeps up on you. You say, "Oh, look at that! Somebody's putting up a Christmas tree. How can they do that so early?" And then before you know it, Christmas is on you, and you're scrabbling at the last minute for those Christmas presents that you've forgotten, and those cards that you haven't sent. It's quite remarkable. But certainly we're okay in Lewes. The late night shopping has kicked in, and that really is the starting gun for Christmas in Lewes. With lots of things that are happening between now and the big day. And then, of course, I believe that the hunt will probably appear again this Boxing Day. A bit controversial for some people, but very, very colourful. And for a rural community, something that is looked forward to by many who live here and many who actually come in on the day. Lewes certainly gets cracking for the hunt. All right, well, we take a breath and just think on what's happening. The mayor has been jumping around. He's looking at various nominees for I think it's the best dressed window display that there will be a winner, and whether he's the sole authority who makes up the decision for the winner or whether it's a committee, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see later who actually picked up the prize. Lewes, a lovely little town, for those people who don't know it, tucked away at the base of the South Downs and the chalk cliffs. Because I've had American friends, I've been talking about the history of Lewes rather more than I would. Today we went into the White Hart, and where there is the sheriff's room. And the sheriff's room is where Tom Paine, who eventually left and went to the United States and helped foment revolution so that the States ceased to be a colony of the United Kingdom. And he actually has his name attached to a copy which hangs in the sheriff's room in the White Hart Hotel of the Declaration of Independence, a famous American document. Looking at the town today through fresh eyes, I suppose, is we have so much of historical importance. It doesn't matter whether one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that in the 1800s, Lewes was very much an industrial town. It had the Phoenix Steelworks or Phoenix Ironworks, which was one of the biggest builders of eventually iron ships. But if you go to Lewes, if you go to Brighton and you walk along the pier, you're walking along ironwork that was made by the Phoenix Works in Lewes. Quite often, if you sit in some of the rain shelter places, you can sit and look out to sea, you're probably sitting on something that was made by the Phoenix Ironworks of Lewes.
Thank you. I really
Here's
appreciate
Nick
that.
back again, so let's see what he's up to now.
So Keith, I'm here with Claire Bell from Lewes Open Door. They're a charity based in Lewes. Claire, so tell us all about Lewes Open Door.
Okay, so we are a small local charity and we are entirely volunteer led, and we exist to help the homeless and vulnerable people in the Lewes area, basically. So we run a drop-in centre out of Christchurch in Lewes, four lunch times a week, 1 till 3, and we provide hot meals and drinks and a place for them to feel safe and comfortable, which they're not when they're out on the street, really.
Sure. Is this throughout the year or just seasonal times?
All year round. We don't open on Christmas Day, but we're open sort of every other day. And we have a lot of volunteers in the Lewes area. So we have there's probably about 50 people altogether helping us, either coming as volunteers at the drop-in or cooking for us, so providing hot home-cooked meals, which the guests really appreciate. Or we have people who do advocacy for us, interface between us and other services and the local authority as well.
Okay.
So we get a lot of support locally, which we're really
fantastic.
grateful for.
Yeah, that's great. And how are you funded?
We're funded entirely by donations and grants from all over the place, really. But we get a lot of local people supporting us. I've just done 2 talks this week to schools in the local area who have chosen Lewes Open Door as their charity of the year, and they're doing bake sales and sponsored walks and that sort of thing. But we also get support from local businesses, and we also apply for grants when they're available from the local authority.
Okay. So anything at the moment that you're short of that you desperately need, or can people look online and see a list of things?
Yeah, so if you go on our website, which is lewesopendoor.org, okay. You will find a page where you can donate or you can volunteer. I would say actually what we really need at the moment is more volunteers. So anybody who's interested, please do give us your details on the website or come along any Tuesday to Friday at Christchurch. I forgot to say when I was saying who supported us, the churches also support us.
Brilliant. Is that churches together? So it's like Trinity, St Michael's,
and churches, different churches.
Brilliant.
They support us by giving us premises and donations of money as well.
Excellent.
Anyway, getting back to the volunteers, come and visit. It's if we've got too many, we'll just give you a time to come back on another day. But usually, there's not loads of people, and you can just come and see what we do and see if it's for you.
Fantastic. How's the evening been so far? You've had a lot of people show interest?
I think so, yeah.
Good.
I haven't been here long, but I think we've had lots of people come to talk to us, which is great.
Brilliant. Yeah. Keith, this is Claire Bell from Lewes Open Door. And on that note, I'll hand back to you. Thank you, Claire.
Lovely to see the people that are sorting. Oh, he's disappeared. He's left me alone for a little while again. And so just talking about Lewes, because there are a lot of people that don't know the history, but I was talking about the Phoenix Ironworks, and it grew from a gentleman named Every, 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 and who the original Mr. Every turned up with a donkey and a grindstone and set up a sort of sharpening business on the banks of the Ouse, and parlayed it, he and his sons parlayed it into one of the biggest iron foundries in Britain. And it was a very, very caring company. For instance, it would provide a hot meal every day for all its workers. It had a social club for its workers. It sponsored dances and all sorts of things. Much the same as perhaps, Harvey doesn't sponsor that sort of thing today, but they were as deep in the town as Harvey's is today, and just as Baxter's printers were for many years. And they were the key industries. While I was researching some stories on one occasion, it is interesting that earlier Nick was talking about the clothes shop, or what was a clothes shop at the top of the town, and there were half a dozen clothes shops up near the castle. That was the quarter considered for clothes shops, and like a lot of things, eventually competition closed down bit by bit until there was only one left, and that was Hugh Ray. And he's in a building. Hugh Ray is not there anymore. It was the longest serving milliner. Is it milliner? Anyway, gents clothing store in the country. I mean, it's been going since the 1700s. and without ever changing its location or what it did. So once again, longevity. But the rest disappeared, but Hugh Ray stayed there until literally, 5 or 6 years ago, when they decided to close their doors. So various parts of the town had specifics in terms of what it sold. And the gentlemen's hairdressers, not gentlemen's hairdressers, the gentlemen's clothing stores were up near the castle. And that was where it was traditionally a bit there. But so Lewes still remembers, and particularly through its graveyards, a lot of the big businesses and the big people who made it grow, who developed businesses like Baxter's Printing. I was amazed today because I was listening to the mayor, whom you just seen talking to Nick, and he said that Baxter's the printers actually had 600 people working in their printing press, and they developed all sorts of techniques and so on, which were new to the world. They were innovators, and then of course there was Harvey's, which started in 1790, I think. And didn't start as a brewery. It was a distributor of wines and porters and that sort of thing. And then eventually went into brewing, as a lot of people did, and it became the survivor. So Every's, Baxter's, and Harvey's, 3 very big institutions. Only Harvey's is left. The other 2 have closed down for one reason or another. Quite often it's computerization or artificial intelligence or whatever that takes away the incentive. In the case of Every's Steelworks, it was building in the 1960s. I think it was building or contributing to the building of ships, but times changed. We went away from the manufacture of things in iron and steel to plastics and that sort of thing, and as a consequence, Every's went to it was sold, and there were asset strippers, and slowly. This great organization, which is so great social conscience, it disappeared. There's a bit of it there. I understand that one of the colleges is they're doing a lot of research to make sure the history isn't forgotten, and indeed, nor should it be, and nor should it be from the Baxter's, the printers. And I don't think anybody for the moment is going to worry about if Harvest disappears. Everybody likes a brewery in the center of the town, which we have. So what we're doing is, this is Mirador Television that you're watching. We are covering the late night shopping. Intrepid reporter Nick is out there with his camera talking and viewing. And I think probably that he's racing back up the hill now because he's just gone offline. But there he is. Well done.
So Keith, we're in
there we go.
Raceted.
Yes, good.
We managed to get into Race's shop. It's been very, very busy, and to wait for a few people to exit. And here we are. We're with with Charlotte and Kirsty at the moment. And do you guys want to say a few words about Raceted? And
so Raced's been around for 70 years, and we just had our launch party today with champagne and cupcakes, which was great. We had the mayor come down and the high sheriff. But yeah, this is our launch day. Everything's gone really well. The shop's been really well received. But yeah, we're super pleased to be here, and everything seems to be going down really well so far. So
fantastic.
Yeah, so far so good.
It looks lovely. What you've just transformed this space.
Thank
I mean, it's
yeah.
absolutely brilliant. Look at it.
It's totally changed from Laura Ashley. Like, We've had a total revamp. So big space, lots of room, you know, nice and airy. Yeah, really good so far.
And if people want to donate to you, how's best to do that at the moment?
Yeah,
Can they drop to the shop, or do they need to go to Race It itself?
They can come down, bring the donations down to here. The only thing we're not taking is things like duvets and pillows. Everything else, send it our way. We're super grateful for anything. Actually, the quality of the donations we've been getting has been really good so far. So, but yeah, please feel free to bring it down, and myself or Charlotte will be here.
Brilliant.
But yeah.
Do they need to ring, book, or just turn up?
No, you can just turn up.
Okie dokie, that's great.
If there's anything big and bulky, we do appreciate a heads up. Yeah. But yeah, otherwise just turn up and we'll always be here. So.
And opening times?
9 to 5 and 10 till 4 on Sunday.
Fantastic.
So that is what we do.
And if anybody wants to sort of donate to you, your website,
Website, loads of information on our website as well. Instagram, Facebook, all the social media pages. They're all kept up to date. So yeah, you can find us on there as well.
Fantastic. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for popping
Take care. You're welcome.
Oh, he's gone and left me again. He does that all the time. There we are. I'm still here. Oh, he's back. Oh,
back with you. Yes, connection.
Like a blue arse fly tonight, Nick. You are. Yeah. Now, where are you?
I'm in the clothing department. Anything here, Keith, that takes your eye?
Looks some pretty good stuff there.
It's fantastic. I really recommend anybody passing to pop in here. It's lovely and spacious, and they have very, very good quality merchandise here, as you can see. Nice book selection.
Where are you now? Sorry.
I'm in the new Race to charity shop. Again, Race to being a local charity animal sanctuary based out at Ringmer on the Broil. This is where you can come along and donate clothing or items no longer needed. They have their own raceid jam.
I haven't been in there, I don't think.
No, it was the old Laura Ashley
right.
shop, if you recall.
Yeah. It just at the back of Waitrose, is that right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. No, I know where you are. Yeah. Somebody said the other day that although it's a small charity, it's a very popular one. Perhaps you could find somebody, or perhaps you can tell us a little bit about it, Nick.
Well, Race It themselves, they've been going for a number of years. They look after various animals. They have a rehoming centre. They also have their own coffee shop on site, their own charity shop there as well. And obviously they look after animals. They have a rehoming section, and it's a lovely charity. It's a nice place to visit. I believe at the moment you have to book in advance, and in pre-COVID times, you could turn up on a weekday, park in their free car park and enjoy a nice stroll around. When I've been there, I kind of end up sort of chatting to the parrots in the ovary section. And you know what it's like? You stand and you go, hello, here's a pretty boy, talk to Joe. And you can say that, and then people walk past and think, oh, is that nutter? Unless you turn your back and walk away, they start chirping away. But yes, Raced It. And they are at www.raced.org, or you can contact them on 01273 076740.
No, I remember that Laura Ashley shop. I had no idea it was that big.
Well, Keith, a trip down memory lane. It used to be years ago, and I'm talking many, many years ago, at Sainsbury's. It was a freezer centre.
Oh, really?
And
yeah.
I may get corrected here, but I believe it went from Sainsbury's to B-Jams, name of old, then Iceland, and the floods came along and wiped the store out, and I think that was the end of Iceland. So I think for the last nearly 20 years, I think it was the Laura Ashley's, I believe, then vacant for a year, and then Race have taken on the shop, which is brilliant. Again, another local charity.
So now you've gone back into the precinct, and what's happening there?
Well, we're back in the precinct. We're looking for a tuk-tuk driver, actually, because he said to us that we're more than welcome to have a free. I presume it's a free ride up to the top of the town. So I didn't catch his name, but he did sort of beckon us over. But unfortunately, we was hot on the trail of finding the mayor. Okay. Just waiting for the lights to show we can cross. Look at that. Ah, there's a tuk-tuk there. Let's see whether he's there driving, whether he can squeeze us in, or whether the mayor's in there. Oh no, he's full up. He's got a full house at the moment.
Well, see who's in there. Take a peek in.
Here he is. You're live on television. I could be.
Wait, you Eddie's dad?
Yes.
Hello, Mark. Really? Oh my God, hi.
It's a community, all right?
Yes, it indeed. That's Lewes for you. We'll see you in a moment for a ride.
Right. Where?
Hey, there goes the tuk-tuk. Keith, I'll hand back to you.
Very well. Here we go again. Although you've got some pictures there, Nick, of people disappearing up the. Yeah, let's stay with you. A nice views of. That really is good. School Hill, coming back up towards the Mirador television studio, but it really is. It's a blaze of light, Nick. It is just lovely. And now, what are the firemen doing out there? Are they just demonstrating? Have a word with the firemen.
Yes, Keith, they've got the engine running, so I'm not sure whether they're warming themselves up in the cab or about to head back to the fire station. Let's see if we can find a fireman who's available. Ah, he's giving out sweets.
Oh, well, you better get your sweet.
Sadly no mould wine for you, Keith.
Oh, that's. See if you can find somebody and just say, give us some idea of how the fire service operates here.
Hello. You're live on television at the moment. Are you? Sorry. Very busy here, Keith, at the moment, serving out sweets and handouts. So we'll nab him in a moment when he's free of kids.
Okay. See if you can snaffle a sweet for me.
They're all. They're balloons. I'll get you a party balloon, Keith, if you like. You can.
Oh yeah.
You can blow that up and let it around the office.
I'm in the party spirit already after watching you showing us around the town tonight.
Whilst he's busy handing out his little gifts, that's some of the kids inside of a mod fire engine.
Yeah, there's some machines, aren't they? From the early
yes,
days.
indeed so. Yes. I think the word now is automation is the word. Everything's done for ease and efficiency.
But very necessary for for a town of this size to have a good fire service. The unfortunate thing is with fire is it starts so quickly and it needs to be addressed quickly.
Well, exactly. I mean, this time of year, it's even worse. If people with faulty Christmas tree lights, the overloading sockets and electric blankets and things like that. So it's important that people, pay attention and don't try to have too many plugs in one socket. And when local services are offering testing for blankets, they get electric blankets tested.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, I haven't tried that the little train.
I think this guy's camera shy, Keith. It's
all right.
Let's see if we can grab him in a sec.
Well, it would have been nice for somebody to tell us the importance, but I think we know, and it's good to see them handing out sweets to people and letting us know that we've got a good fire service in Lewes.
Absolutely. We need to have a few words with them.
Well, he's pretty good with the kids, we'll say that.
What it is, yes, exactly. I think he's overwhelmed with Litlands at the moment, Keith.
Okay.
Well,
The interesting thing is, Nick, you're down at the bottom of School Hill, and I can hear the chatter of the people in the streets coming into the studio. Yeah, so the fact that there's a lot of activity out there and a lot of excitement, I'm getting a double dose.
You are indeed. Actually, I'm standing by the fire engines. You can clearly see, but the engine's running, so I'm having a bit of trouble to hear you. But I hope that my audio coming back to you is clear enough to still catch the ambience.
We can hear you perfectly. Keep talking.
Fantastic, brilliant. That's good. Okay, so I think we leave the fire brigade here to do their PR, hand out their balloons and various things.
Yep.
I'll hand back to you for a moment, Keith, and if we can grab a quick interview with them, we will do.
All right.
If not, we'll update you shortly. Back to you.
Well, there we are, the fire service out, letting us know that they're here and what they do, and they're a bit reluctant to talk, but then, as Nick says, some people are camera shy. But lots of activity, and I see that Nick is actually on the move again. So I'm not going to deny him his moment in court. Let's while we've got a picture, let's stay with it, because that's where the excitement is out on the streets, and there is a real buzz and a real hum around Lewes tonight. Everybody getting out pre-Christmas. I just heard a little pop there. I just make sure that it wasn't in the studio. Is that your little man with his scooter or whatever it is, Nick?
I think it's one of them. I think we've got another one coming down the hill here. This one here, is it? Is he an empty load, do you think? Or is it... Here we go.
And what are they doing? Ferrying people up and down the school hill, are they?
I believe so. Yes, they are. Let's see when he empties out his passengers. Let's find out what exactly he's up to, and probably tell us a little bit about his tuk-tuk.
The first time she ever felt like royalty.
Probably the last.
Hello there. Hello. Right. So you're live on Mirador Television. Wonderful. I'm Nick, and just a quick word. Tell us about what you do, what you're up to, and how is your lovely vehicle powered?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm Mr. Steve. I founded a company called the Tuk Shop 17 years ago. We've imported hundreds of tuk-tuks, of course, well known in Brighton and lots of other cities around the UK. We've recently moved into electric. So this is our latest model. It does 70 miles. This one's recently, we drove it from London to Brighton in the inaugural electric vehicle rally, which was quite exciting a few weeks ago. And tonight, obviously, we're giving some free rides to the lovely residents of Lewes.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. So may I ask, how much is one of these to buy?
These are £12,000 to buy, and they're available. We're launching the product in the UK in the next few weeks.
And the criteria to drive? Do you need a car license, or can you get by a motorcycle license?
Either, actually, yes.
Can you?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I think so. We're just on the telly. Say hi.
Hello.
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 Well, my children have been wanting to go in your tuk-tuk all night.
Amazing. So, yes, come around this side, sir. This side, yeah.
And to charge, is it a specialist charge, or can you use a 13 amp?
Actually, any socket,
yeah.
Which, in the world of electric charging sockets being broken or busy, it's quite nice to be able to plug into any socket. 3.5 hours, full charge, give you 70-mile range.
Are these running on 12-volt batteries, or do they have their own specialist battery pack, like a lithium? Yeah. Okay, lovely. On that note, Steve, we'll hand back to the studio.
Okay.
But before we go back to the studio, Keith, we'll try and grab a ride from the tuk-tuk and bring you a live in-car shot as we go up School Hill later on. So back to you, Keith.
See you later. Cheers, guys.
Catch you in a little while. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Are we good? Steal your moment. That was excellent time.
He's not going to give you a ride now, Nick.
He has a full house. There's a family who wanted to really have a ride, so we decided to let them go first.
Well
as kind as we are. And
kindness itself. Absolutely.
We grab the second one as it comes down, I believe, and try and hop on and.
But he was saying those are new to the market. Is that right?
They are. It's electrified one. So previous would have been a fossil fuel, and they're hoping to bring these in as electric. They have a specialist battery pack inside, but you can charge them pretty much anywhere. About 3 hours charge gives you about a 70-mile range, and I think it's fantastic. I mean, especially on the streets of Lewes and even around Brighton. I mean, what a fantastic way to travel, eh?
Yeah.
Non-polluting and quiet running.
And I guess nowadays that 12,000 isn't a bad price for a vehicle.
Indeed, and apparently you can drive these with a motorcycle license. Whether you can take passengers on a motorcycle license, I don't know, but certainly you can ride one of those or drive one of those. Okay. I think the fire engine's about to find its way back to the fire station. I think they've done their excellent work tonight and their PR.
Handed out all their balloons.
Absolutely. Keith, I'm gonna hand back to you for a moment, and I'll catch up with you shortly.
See you in a minute, Nick. Much activity, as I say, and I can hear the buzz through the studio window. So it's a good night. It's always a little bit of a gamble with these things. Is will people actually tuck up and watch whatever's on telly and not come out to them? But tonight, and actually the mayor made the point of plenty of visitors in town tonight. People have come to visit Lewes to join in the celebrations. Perhaps celebrate. Well, celebration is the right word, isn't it? And we've had a number of choirs around town. We've had the Morris Men. We've had where I'm going to get my fingers burned, the Knots of May Ladies. But a lot of activity and a lot of interest and a lot of fun. But the stores certainly have come good. There's a blaze of light. A lot of them have got good displays in the window. People are going in, and because it's a fine night and a cold night, they're finding it interesting to dibble in, if you like, and see what's on offer. But the flow and ebb of people up and down the street and in and out of the stores is good, because at this time of night in Lewes, normally you could whistle and you'd be whistling to yourself. Lewes is not a night town, unlike its neighbour Brighton, which is no point in going in the morning, but in the evening it's buzzing. At small country towns are quite the opposite, and but they will come out and celebrate, as indeed we did on November the 5th for Bonfire this year, an equally nice evening and lots of activity, lots of marches and parades and fireworks and so on. Tonight is a different theme, a different kettle of fish, but nonetheless just as exciting that we are getting back to enjoying ourselves out on the streets. And sometimes that's where we need to be, out on the streets. Mirador Television, by the way, you can see Mirador sort of 24 hours a day, really, if you don't mind watching the recordings, because it's on social media. But we kick off each morning at 8 o'clock when we do something called Break an Egg. We take a look at what's going on in the world and what's going on in Lewes and what the weather is like and so on. Normally I'm there and I'm joined by a host, a guest host, and we have a little bit of fun and give and take. This week, tragedy always strikes. Is that Andrew Sloan, our barber colleague, who normally would have appeared this morning, lost his father in Devon last night and had to dash off. So it's been a bit sporadic this week, but we've got some interesting characters. Do tune in. We also try to cover various events in Lewes. Can't cover them all, but we do our best, and particularly where charity is able to be helped. There, we're back again. And now where's he gone to? He's back up to the market. Gin and Christmas.
Gin and Christmas. Let's see if we can find Phil. Keith, just bear with us, please.
I will. I'm watching. We're watching, and we can see the little dog got in there. That tower. How old is it, Nick? That's the one I don't know much about. Perhaps you couldn't hear me.
Okay, Keith, I'm back with you again now. We're inside the Gin and Christmas. As you can see, it's busy. And they've totally transformed this space. It's beautiful. The colour light in here as well.
Now, they're selling gin, are they?
Oh, they are indeed.
Are you going to get a sample? Oh, you disappeared again. Never mind. We'll wait patiently until you can come back. Father Christmas is still traveling across the sky there. Yeah.
So, Keith, can you hear us, Keith?
There we go.
Well, we're live here with Phil, who's part of the Gin and Christmas. Phil, tell us about what's going on here tonight.
Well, it's Christmas. It's the first thing that's going on, and we're kind of semi-post lockdown. You know, we don't know what's going on, but everyone's kind of feeling okay about coming out. But there's 6 local gin distilleries and 6 local fizz makers, vineyards, and a boozy sorbet maker that are all here showing their wares. So you can come. It's a free event. Coming out of lockdown, it's Welcome Back Fund run by the council have helped to create this event, which is free for people to get in. And you can sample all their wares, and you can buy a glass of a shot of gin or a glass of wine or a gin and tonic. But you can also choose your Christmas presents from your local, vendors, as it were, to complete your Christmas purchases, that very special Christmas purchase that's not from Amazon and it's not from somewhere, and it's not from eBay or whatever. It's actually from the local area.
Local areas, local people.
So it's for local people looking at what is available locally around them, all in one place. And that's what these events are about. It's like what Gin and Fizz is about, or Gin and Fizz. It's a spin-off from that. It's what Brewhaven was about, was the local breweries in the area all getting together, people come tasting the beer, buying the beer, and then taking the beer home with them.
Lovely.
So it's
for ones who can't make it here tonight, sadly can't get into town, have you a website which you can then signpost people to buy their gin and wares?
It's all on Visit Lewes. So Visit Lewes, which is the sort of tourism brand of Lewes. And I think Gin and Fizz has got a website itself as well, but Visit Lewes, you can go onto their webpage and you can find out about all the local the makers as well, not just the makers of the gin and the fizz, the makers of the pottery and the makers of everything else. It's all on that Visit Lewes website. So it's about and LDC stretches. It's not just Lewes. We're stretching quite a big area that goes right the way down to when it goes through Tyre Mills, for instance, it goes right down to Tyre Mills and spreads out in left and right, east and west and south and north. So it's it's what's going on locally. So it's a really wonderful thing.
Brilliant. And that website again is
Visit Lewes.
visitlewes.co.uk.
If you go into, I don't know if it's .co.uk or .com, but if you type in Visit Lewes, you will go bang straight to that website.
Brilliant. And stay with us, Phil, for a moment. They've transformed Market Tower. It's beautiful. The way they've used various different shades of light in here to bring out all the features of the building. It's absolutely brilliant. Phil, is it taking you long to turn this wonderful space into what we see tonight?
Yeah, well, has it taken us long? It's taken us 2 days in actual time, but it took a lot of planning. This is a very tight and complicatedly small and rickety, weird space to transform. So we've made it as one. We've made the market tower and where the farmers market is, the courtyard. We've covered the courtyard and made it all into one space and decorated it. So it's like it's the sort of thing we really like, transforming spaces so people get an experience of the space as they haven't seen it. There's not a smelly fish cellar in the middle there with fish ice falling on. It's like it's really beautiful, and I think and it's the team again. It's the team of LYT and what we do.
Just tell me about LYT.
LYT production too. Well, it's a community production resource for young people, predominantly 18 to 28, who most of them have got a learning need or a learning difficulty of some sort, and have found their way in life doing practical things. So they get together and they as a team, they are a really strong bunch. And we did the Tyre Mills project, which I don't know if you know about or not, but the Tyre Mills project.
Tell us the brief about Tyre Mills.
Well, the Tyre Mills project was a 2-year project, which we had 17 local artists telling the story of Tyre Mills through installations, working with communities in schools, and it culminated in a week of this, where all the installations came together at Tyre Mills. We brought Tyre Mills back to life with the vibe, and we did. We had 20,000 people coming through in 5 days.
And just for everybody's reference, Tyre Mills is situated between Seaford and Newhaven.
Exactly halfway between. Exactly on the coast, where most people go swimming.
Yeah. Across that railway line.
Across the railway line. Don't get run over.
Yeah. So back to LYT, you're a Lewes-based organisation.
Yep.
And it's headed up by yourself?
Headed up by myself. And it's open for people to join. We'd love people to come forward. We're thinking of bringing in again under 18, but we're from 18 over because of it's a lot of late nights and it's a lot of lifting equipment and doing stuff. But it's about learning on the job. It's about people who perhaps haven't found a way academically out. Want to be outside the classroom and want to be doing things. So it's about learning practical skills. It's really that one thing. Skills that, it doesn't matter if you've done a master's or a BA honours in event management. You are going to find a time when you need to find a lead that's that long, which has this bit on it and that bit on the other end. So it's about actually really doing it. Doesn't matter how much
hands-on experience, getting in there, learning as you go.
And it's under the guidance of professionals. So they're always in a safe environment. And for the first time, Tyre Mills was actually the first time where we had people that have been through LYT and have gone on and worked in the profession came back, and they were the mentors of the new people coming through Tyre Mills. So it's an amazing time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So LYT, how do they find you? How can people get in contact with you?
lytproductions.co.uk. lytproductions.co.uk. Contact us and find us. TyreMillsProject.uk. Find us on there. It's easy to find us, and we'll get straight back to you. Contact us if you want to know any more. We'll get back to you and tell you what we're all about.
Phil, thank you so much. We're going to enjoy your lovely display and hopefully get to sample maybe a small nip of gin.
A little nip,
yes.
A little nip.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Keith.
See you soon.
Cheers, Phil.
Cheers,
Keith, it's great to you in the studio.
Right.
Right. While you were reporting there, Nick, I don't know whether you can hear me now, but somebody came on and was fascinated by the fact that the fire engine was in the middle of the street, and at first thought it was an emergency, and then listening to our chat, realised that it was part of a party tonight, and said, "Oh, thank you very much," and how appreciative they were that the fire service was there. So there you are, you see. It's amazing.
Keith, I'm going to have to sign off for a moment because I think we're going to lose connection as I go through into a different part of the area here. So I'll hand back to you and catch up with you shortly.
All right, we'll join you again in a moment. So there you are. Yeah, it's interesting. People who tap in, probably not from Lewes, and they saw the fire engine, and the first thing is fire engine, is there a big fire, and this is a news story. But they were fascinated and said, thank you very much to the fire service and to us for letting people know about the fact that there was a big party in Lewes tonight, and just how terrific it was. So there we are. The sort of thing that people see and interpret and enjoy. But of course, it's one of the modern miracles, I suppose, that nowadays we can very quickly cover events like this and keep people informed, but also probably bring a bit of information about various things that many people didn't know. I keep looking over there simply because on another screen is this Father Christmas thing. I just want to make sure that Father Christmas isn't going to disappear before he knows he's got my address and that he can bring good things and put them in my stocking. Right, okay, Mirador Television out of Lewes in the United Kingdom. If you're tapped in, then we're very happy to see you. Now, I've lost Nick altogether, so I hope that he can come back on the on link that we had. If not, we have to go through all sorts of ructions to get him back. But let's see. We'll keep going for the moment, and we'll chat to you. We have been going now. It's 5 minutes past 8. These celebrations go on till 9 o'clock. We may not stay, although I suppose we do want to find out who won the competition and perhaps see the mayor again. But this is where you're at, as it were, and it's the Lewes late night shopping extravaganza, if you like. The shops stay open until 9 o'clock on this particular evening. They have little bits and pieces to thank people. You can go and get a mince pie here and a little shot of gin there. And it's all in all, it's a nice big party. The town parties for a couple of hours. And the High Sheriff and the Mayor have been around looking after and checking in on people. So we're delighted that we're able to bring just a taste of Christmas, a taste of Lewes to you. And I hope that you find it better than some of the television that's on at the moment, better than reality television with people sticking their head into a beehive or whatever it is that they do nowadays. Actually, the interesting thing is that I was reading, I like to stay up with what's happening in the industry because we try hard to reflect what people are watching, and the reality shows aren't anywhere near as popular as they used to be. So I suppose it's one of those things that is losing its impetus, and perhaps we won't have to put up with it anymore. I must say I've never been terribly intrigued by watching anybody stick their head in a bee's nest or whatever, just to see how brave they are. It seems to be just damn foolish. But So I'm staying on because I hope that Nick is going to come back. I'm not sure whether I have to invite him again. But perhaps he will call me, and or at least if Tony is there and listening, and perhaps they'll make sure that we get them again, because it's fascinating to see what's happening. It's fascinating to see people out and about in the streets, making sure that they know what's on offer for Christmas, to have a little sample of a mince pie, or a little nip of gin, or even, I suppose, a soupçon of Harvey's. Why not? And it's a very nice evening, and it is actually a nice evening out there, although it is very, very cold. It hasn't reached above 4 degrees today all day in Lewes, and that for us is damn cold. And of course, it goes down overnight. It'll be under freezing tomorrow. I'm not quite sure whether we know what we're going to get in terms of probably too difficult to find out just offhand what the weather is going to be like tomorrow. We won't worry, because we're here, because we're enjoying this evening out in Lewes in the High Street for the late night shopping extravaganza. Extravaganza. I love that word, and it's really very descriptive of what's going on out there. We've had Morris men, we've had choirs, we've had mini mokes, we've had a whole host of things out there. It is somewhat different to things that we've had before. Before, it tended to be a bit like a fair, and some of the people that would normally be here with hog roasts and so on aren't. But it doesn't matter, because the main thrust of this is to go from store to store, and most of the stores were absolutely full, and people reflecting the fact that they really wanted to enjoy the shopping factor as much as the fact that it's a street party. Right. It looks as if we've lost Nick for the moment, so that means that you're going to have to listen to me until we get him back again. I think that he will come back. I hope he'll come back, because it hasn't ended out there. I thought he might email me to say, yes, it's all right, we've lost you temporarily, but he hasn't, so we won't get too upset. Let's see. We're okay for the moment. No, it doesn't look as if there's any emergency contact. So perhaps we will get our OB, as it were. But we've been on the air for almost 2 hours. In fact, we've been on the air for over 2 hours, and Nick has been out there in the cold with Tony Johnson running cover for him. is lurking in the background with his camera and his tripod clutched to his chest. I'm sure taking a very interesting video and so on. Because as we ease back into normal life, so we need to see just how we are beginning to get back to some of the things that we've enjoyed. Okay, at the moment, there is some uncertainty about how COVID is going to affect us in the run-up to Christmas. Mixed signals from the government. Boris saying, don't worry, enjoy yourselves. The scientists saying, don't kiss under the mistletoe. I'm lucky to find anybody to kiss under the mistletoe or not. But there we are. Some things are denied you as you get a little bit older, or perhaps you're not as bold as you were when you were a bit younger. Oh dear. But covering these events has been great fun, and we covered the bonfire celebrations, and I hope that we'll probably cover perhaps the Boxing Day hunt and all that's colourful there. And as we go through the year, of course, there are all sorts of interesting things that take place. There's a raft race. There various groups make their own raft. Some of them look as if they're about to fall to pieces before they even get to the starting line. But it goes from Lewes down to New Haven, and it's a great favourite. And if the weather is decent, the banks of the River Ouse are just filled with people picnicking and enjoying themselves and watching this this very amusing race, if you like. Yes, it is a race, I suppose. They like to call it a regatta. And then, of course, we've got the celebration of the Battle of Lewes in, I think it's May. That society does extremely well. The Morris men go around the pubs several times during the summer months. All in all, we are trying hard to make sure that we can stay on top of things and bring you what's going on in the streets without you having to get out of your soft armchair in front of the fire. Except tonight, you should get out from your soft armchair and into the fire. Okay, well, I don't know whether Nick is trying to get hold of us again. I could, I suppose. I'm not sure whether I can. Perhaps see if I can make contact again. Bit difficult, I think. No, I'm actually going to bugger things up if I'm not careful. So let's. We won't take a risk. We won't take a chance. I'm sure that if Nick is ready to get back in touch with us, he will do it in his own way. Right. Well, I'm not sure whether perhaps I should say goodbye. I don't know what's happening out there. It's 8:15 now. This extravaganza is supposed to go on till 9 o'clock. It may be that it is time to go to the pub and have a tipple before we go home and climb into bed. Do join us in the morning at 8 o'clock. We try hard to take a look at what's going on in the world. Sometimes we're able to do that, and sometimes the other things are overwhelming, and we take a back seat. But we do try to cover everything there, and perhaps even bring a little smile to your face as we go about our morning business. There are several things that we hope to do. We hope to be the first television station in the country to have a virtual pub where you can come and have a drink from wherever you are, and you can chat. Well, I'm not sure what that is. Sounds a bit like fireworks, but I don't think there are any planned for tonight. But there we are. We never know. We want to open a virtual pub where you can come and enjoy yourself and chat to people. So if you're actually in New Zealand, you can sit in a pub in Lewes and chat to the mayor or chat to a personality or celebrity, or even discuss the latest movie or film. It all takes money, and we are struggling to to get money for some of these projects. But as we go along and as people become more aware, I think that we're back in the community and we're doing things. We will actually, you'll find that we are able to do some of these things and not worry too much about the bank. The bank. I didn't notice them flashing their lights tonight. They could have put some cash on display, couldn't they? We could have all helped ourselves to a gold nugget or something of the sort. Right. I think that I'm hanging tough, but I think that probably we have lost Nick. I think that perhaps what happened was that we've only got a certain amount of life in our batteries because we broadcast from phones, of course, and I think that perhaps Nick's battery went. So I'm going to, because otherwise listening to me rabbit on is going to upset you enormously, I'm sure. And I only would have to be making things up. And if that was the case, nobody would bother. But let's hang on. Let's at least show something to say goodbye to. All right, toodle pip. I'll see you in the morning. I'll look forward to it. And I hope you've enjoyed being out and about in Lewes with us. If I get an alert that, gosh, something dramatic has happened, we'll certainly come back on air now, but I doubt it. I think that you say good night, and I hope that you've had a good time if you're out there, and perhaps enjoyed it vicariously with us if you're in here. Ta-ra.